Sunday, September 14th, 2025, and I'm Dolly. This is the Wolf Girl Oracle, and today we're going to have a little chat instead of doing a reading because I've got some things I want to talk about that I feel that are important, that Spirit has put on my heart, and so we're going to forego a reading today, and we're just going to have a chat, okay? I am upset about Charlie Kirk being murdered. And some of you might be like, well, Dolly, you're liberal. Why are you so upset about Charlie Kirk being murdered? Well, what has me the most upset about this is the fact that people are cheering. People are online and on social media cheering on the fact that Charlie Kirk has died. And I am not okay with that. I am not okay with that. Charlie Kirk, I did not agree with him on most things. Occasionally he'd say something that I was like, yeah, okay, I guess I can get behind that. But mostly I didn't agree with him, okay? But just because I didn't agree with him doesn't mean that I'm going to feel okay that somebody murdered him for having ideas different than my own. Okay, I feel like I feel like violence has become a part of average Joe political conversation, and it shouldn't be. Okay, it shouldn't be. I'm seeing on the media, okay, like I've been paying attention to the media for the last few days since this happened, and it's amazing to me how the media can pick out the most fringe people and portray them as being what everybody is thinking and what everybody is feeling when it comes to that political persuasion. Okay, they're taking fringe people and touting them out like they are status quo for that group, and that's not true. It's not true. There's, the media is saying, getting people on their news shows that say things like, these people are our enemies. This is war. They need to be stopped. They're showing people who are using all this very violent language, and they're doing it purposefully. They're doing that to trigger the other side. And I've seen it from both sides of the aisle. There is nobody who is like one way or the other. It is both. It is both that are saying these things. They'd also say things like, these people are dangerous. These people are dangerous. Promoting this fear, right? And fear is the sanity killer. It truly is, and we are being forced into, through the media, through social media too. Social media isn't any better. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, where the algorithms rule, okay? The things that are being put to the top of the list to be shown to us are the things that are the most fringe, and that's purposefully being done. It's purposefully being done to distract us and to force us into little tribes, okay? Little tribes that think the same, that feel the same, isolating us from the rest of society. And that's being purposefully done so that we can be controlled. And there is no doubt in my mind that that is happening. It is willfully being done. Okay, we have much more in common with the people across the street from us than we do with these fringe people who are being portrayed as the enemy. Okay? Not everyone who wears a red hat is evil. Not everyone who wears a blue hat is evil, but that narrative is being pushed and pushed and pushed Okay? When a cult is trying to get you to join them, the very first thing that cult does is they isolate you from everybody else. They isolate you from your family. They isolate you from your friends. They isolate you from your neighbors and from your community. And they just start pumping into you, like it's a big echo chamber, the thoughts that they want you to have, or the thoughts that they want you to fear. Okay, cults do that, and we're seeing that from both sides of the aisle. We are being ripped apart, and this fake sense of division is being created to keep us distracted. To keep us distracted. They are purposefully creating this us against them mentality, you guys. And if you don't see it, I don't know how you cannot see it. All right? We have more in common with our neighbor across the street who thinks differently than we do politically than we do these people who are being portrayed to us. Okay? We all kind of want the same things, don't we? We all want to have a safe neighborhood. We all want to have food on our plate. We all want to have clothes on our back, a roof over our head. We want our schools to be safe, right? We want people to obey the law so that we can have some safety. These are the things that are important to us, right? But we are being pushed towards very, very heavy ideas that really play very little part in our lives. So what we have actually is we do have an us against them thing going on here, but the us against them isn't Republican versus Democrat. Okay, that's fake. All that is fake. We all want the same stuff, and the political party thing is just a construct. It's a construct to give us a superiority complex. Because with that superiority complex, when you can have that, when you're pushed into a superiority conflict, the first thing that you do is you start dehumanizing everybody else. All right? And that is crystal clear. It's crystal clear with this whole Charlie Kirk murder thing. When you go online and you see all these people who are like cheering on the fact that somebody was murdered. Does that even seem sane to you? Honestly, think about it. Think about how I've done it. I've dehumanized the other side without, thinking to myself, I am going to dehumanize them. I've been programmed through fear, through the hate that I've seen in the media. I know it is. And the way that I learned that this was happening to me was I turned it off for a long time. I've been avoiding the news. I've been avoiding reading anything political on social media. I've just kind of stepped back and reconnected with neighbors and friends and family about the things that are important to all of us. People are not killed for weak ideas. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with Charlie Kirk in any way. In most cases, I do not agree. But I do agree with the idea of debate. Debate is how best practices rise to the surface, okay? The hard part is just finding a common way, a common way to get to the top, right? My way of getting there might be different than somebody else's, but if we have a discussion about it, if we debate it, we might be able to get there. It might not be their idea, it might not be my idea, but it'll be an idea. Dr. Martin Luther King was shot and killed because he had strong ideas. JFK was shot and killed because he had strong ideas. He was starting to poke holes in all the crap that was happening in Washington, all the corruption, you know? And there's been lots and lots of people over the course of time who have been assassinated for their strong ideas. Lincoln. Right? So, using violence to silence the debate is wrong. It is wrong. It is unethical. It is immoral. And it's something that we need to get away from. We all want the same thing, except for one particular group. This is where the us against them actually happens. Us, the American people who mostly want the same things, are not aligned in our ideology with the billionaires of the world. And especially the billionaires of this country. Have you ever noticed how there's a lot of billionaires who fund both sides of the aisle? They're sending donations to Democrats and to Republicans. This is by design. This is by design. This is the global elite and the United States elite saying, here is the narrative that we want you to push forward, and if you do that, we're going to give you lots of money. So they keep us distracted while they do their big planning for themselves and how they're going to get richer off on the side. They do this to distract us. They make big distractions. And it's happening every single day. What we need to do to fight this big animal that keeps attacking us, we need to starve it. And the way we starve it is we turn off our TVs when the news is on. We step away from social media. We get outside of our echo chamber and start talking to people about everyday things so that we can recognize each other's humanity again. That is really, really important. You are no more important than somebody else. And it's time for us to stop thinking like this is a holy war between Republicans and Democrats. It's not. This is not a holy war. This is a war between us, the American people, and the people who want to control us and keep us under their thumb. So let's starve it out. So my challenge for you this week is to step away from the news. Don't let that garbage fuel your rage and fuel your fear. I'd also like you to step away from the echo chamber. Talk to people who think differently than you. See their humanity first. Don't go in there with a I need to win mentality. Go in there with a this is a human being. Let's find out what we have in common. Let's talk. I think you'll be surprised at just how much you have in common with people that you are currently thinking of as enemies. Our neighbors should not be our enemies. Our family should not be our enemies. It is okay to have political debates with our friends and neighbors, but let's do it in a way that is constructive, in a way that is ideas moving forward to, progressing us. Right now, we're manifesting division with the way that we're thinking. We need to manifest unity. So I would ask you all to please do that. Remember, Charlie Kirk, whether you agreed with him or not, was a human being. He was a father. He was a husband. He had children. And those kids now are growing up without a dad. And we need to stop this. We need Americans to stop killing each other. We need Americans to stop killing each other. So anyways, that's all I have for today. I love you guys. Thanks for letting me vent. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for a good morning coffee and talk. You guys have a great day, and I will see you all again real soon. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.